¿Qué onda? And welcome back to the channel. My name is David, but you already know that. Today, we're playing with the Fujifilm 33mm 1.4. Spoiler alert. I'm slurring my words today because I had coffee. I think I had a little too much coffee today because I just started working as a barista at my friend's coffee shop because he needs help, so I wanted to help him. So I had a lot of coffee today. So I apologize if my words sound a little slurish. But yeah, so today we're playing with this new Fuji lens that I picked up, and I absolutely love it. It gives me the quality I was looking for in the 35mm f2. Yes, I understand that both lenses are very different for very different types of shooters, but I just feel like after using that 18mm 1.4 I picked up like, I want to say like 3-4 weeks ago, I can't go back to the f2 primes on the Fuji. Like, I gotta have the 1.4 glass because it gives me that full frame look without being full frame, if that makes any lick of sense. Again, I understand that the lenses are two very types of different tools for two very different types of shooters, and honestly I still recommend any of the Fujicrons for somebody looking to pick up their first Fuji camera, because honestly, for the price point that they're at, price wise to features, I think it's really great, especially because they're weather sealed. So if you like to shoot in the rain, there you go, you're good. But I actually have been using the X-Pro2 at my friend's coffee shop just because it's easier to pack, and like, I don't have to think about like, okay, I'm gonna bring this Canon R6 with this lens and that lens. Just grab whatever lens is on there and just use it. But I took the 33 with me today to work, and oh man, I loved it. I shot some reels with it. Video performance on the X-Pro2 is actually really good. Autofocus, not as smooth like on the Canons or Sonys, but it's getting there. But just the lens performed flawlessly, and I love it. I guess to segue into the whole talk about gear, I made a video today, reels, because I've been posting reels a lot more just because Instagram's doing a thing now where they're kind of like let certain creators monetize their reels. So like my account got selected, so I've been trying to produce as many reels as I can to make some money off of this, and so it's pretty cool. Like, I actually am happy Instagram's finally like letting people monetize their Instagram reels, so yay. I don't know, because the program said I have an entire month to collect these Instagram bonuses that I guess they're going to start paying out. So I don't know if it's going to reset after November going into December, or if it's just kind of like a one-time thing and then that's it, and then whatever amount of money I make. So we'll see what happens. But I made a video today about how like people are so obsessed with gear nowadays that they like, it doesn't matter like what camera it is, it doesn't matter what kind of features it has or specs, like there's always going to be somebody that's going to be disappointed. You have, for people that like think the camera's too expensive, let's talk like the R5 or the Canon R3 and the A1, very expensive professional level cameras. There's going to be a lot of people complaining like, oh, they're so expensive. I'm like, well, working professionals could justify the expense because they're working professionals. That camera isn't really meant for somebody like you. Or let's say the X-Pro2, it doesn't have the LCD the normal way, it's hidden. People are gonna say like, oh well, why they do that, like it's actually a stupid idea. And it's like, I'm just tired of seeing these stupid comments about like, oh yeah, like this camera sucks, because it's like, okay, no camera sucks. In 2021 we are at the point where no camera sucks, period. Like I could even be talking about the Pentax or Nikon. I'm going to use Nikon in this example because Pentax doesn't have a mirrorless camera. They have the Ricoh GR, which is a point and shoot, so I guess it's kind of a mirrorless, because also, for those of you who don't know, Pentax is owned by Ricoh, so yeah, I guess kind of mirrorless, but not really. But my point is, it doesn't matter which camera you pick up nowadays. It's probably going to have good autofocus. It's going to have a well, like just spec sheet of features, like a plethora of features is what I'm looking the word I was looking for. I do apologize. I had a lot of coffee today, so if I sound like I'm slurring my words, it's you know, again, it's not because you know, I'm tired or anything. I just had a lot of coffee and I'm a little jittery. But anyways, but I'm just tired of like seeing all these people complain about camera gear, and like, it's like, dude, like, in 2021, I don't think there's a bad camera, period. Like, there are people that buy these cameras and then complain about it because they don't know how to use it to the full extent of their abilities. I have a Canon C70, for example. It's a very expensive camera. I still don't know how to use all the features on it, but the more I use it, the more familiar I'm going to get with it, and eventually I'll probably be able to fully utilize what it offers me. But the thing with a lot of these people, and this is, I guess, also tied to like why I don't really like to do reviews on gear. I like to talk about gear, kind of like in these videos, because I'm actually using whatever camera lens I'm talking about. And you could see some of the results, I guess, almost in real time, but not really. You know what I mean? But, you know, it's like a lot of these people base their opinions on camera equipment, lenses, cameras, whatever, on someone else's opinion or experience with whatever it is that they are reviewing. Let's say it's the Fuji X-Pro2. And let's say the reviewer knocks it for not having the LCD or this, or that. So then people are going to say, oh, well, this camera sucks because so-and-so said it doesn't have this, and that, so therefore it must be a bad camera. But those same people are not going to go out and try the camera. They're just going to, you know, die on that hill that is this opinion that they formed based off of somebody else's opinion. And I try to always use the cameras that I see online. And don't get me wrong, I still watch reviews. I watch it just to inform myself, to kind of get an idea of like what the camera is all about or whatever it is I'm watching. And then if I'm able to go to my local camera shop to try it out, I'll try it out. Like, I have never considered to buy a Leica, but I tried the Leica CL at my local camera shop because I was curious, and it's a great little freaking camera. Like, I understand why they're so expensive now, because the way that they're designed and everything like that. So my opinion kind of changed on it, and it's not just based off of like, oh yeah, this camera's super expensive for what it is. And yeah, it is. You know, Leica's kind of like the Apple of the camera world, but probably a bad example. But my point is, I tried the camera, so my opinion on it changed. It's not based off of anybody's opinion. And it's the same thing with the X-Pro2. I think I thought it was a dumb idea because I, at the time, had the X-Pro2, but then I tried it when Neto bought it, and then now I ended up buying this camera off of him a couple months back because it's a fun camera to use. I really enjoy it, and now like I'm at the point where like I really don't care if I have the LCD or not, and I actually prefer not having it because A, it looks like a film camera. So if someone confronts me about it, I can just say it's a film camera. Nah, I want to say like maybe 70% of people won't be able to tell the difference. I don't know where I came up with 70%, but let's just go with that. But my point is, a lot of the features that would have bothered me prior to trying the camera don't bother me anymore, because now I understand what the camera is meant to do. So I think, I guess in closing with this little rant or whatever you want to call it, try the camera out. Don't just base your reviews off of anybody's opinion, like not even my opinion. I'm not, and don't ever think that I'm saying like, oh yeah, you got to listen to me because I'm the only person that has a valid opinion because I try the cameras. Like, yeah, I try the cameras, but I still encourage you to go try them and see if it works for you, you know, because we all have different needs at the end of the day, and my needs are different than your needs and vice versa. The other thing too, it's like, I just look at the camera as a tool, nothing more, nothing less. Like, yeah, I get obsessed with specs from time to time. I think we all do. We all get excited with a new camera coming out. But at the end of the day, it's just a tool, and you know, it's just another piece of kit to me. So I'd rather not worry about like what the camera cannot do, and then focus on what it can do and how's it gonna work for me, you know, and help me make money. You know, so I that's why I just own the cameras I like. I like shooting Canon. Is it a perfect camera? No. Is the X-Pro3 a perfect camera? No, but I just enjoy them and they work for my particular style of shooting and my particular needs. Again, your needs might be way different. You might prefer to shoot with Sony or Nikon or Panasonic or Pentax, you know, because I'm surprised they still haven't made mirrorless cameras yet. They're still cranking out DSLRs. But my point is, it's like, just focus on like what makes you happy in terms of owning the gear that you want, not based off of somebody else's opinion, and see and just try it and see if it works for you. And then just have fun, because I feel like there's this whole like obsession with specs and everything, and it's just like, you know, when people say like, oh yeah, this camera sucks, it's like, no camera in 2021 sucks. Like, they're not perfect. They're not all gonna have the same feature set at, you know, $2,000 or whatever price point you're expecting to pay, because, you know, there's different you know, cameras for different types of people. You have like people buying like R3s and A1s because they're paid professionals. They could make that money back pretty quickly or justify the expense. But then you have people buying like Fujifilm cameras because they can't afford full frame, or they don't want to shoot full frame because it's expensive, but they still get good results out of a crop sensor camera, you know, which a lot of people deem, oh, it's not professional. It's like, well, that's very subjective. So anyways, thank you guys so much for listening to this rant. I call it a TED Talk. I think that's just everyone nowadays with an opinion and a soapbox for them to stand on. However, you know, go ahead and give the video a thumbs up if you found it entertaining. Double tap the thumbs down button twice if you did not like the video. Trust me, it works. Subscribe if you aren't already subscribed, and I'll see you guys in the next video. And remember, be badass and try out the camera that you are eyeing. Do not form an opinion based off of somebody else's opinion until you can physically try the camera out, and then form your own opinions. Thanks again, guys. I'll see you next time. Peace.